Hiya, and welcome back to Sileo Tales of a New Dawn. The game that teaches you that if you have dreams about your significant other murdering you, then it's destiny. Anyways, let's just hop right in. So far, I had enjoyed a peaceful and relatively uneventful day, which stood in stark contrast to the borderline manic sequence of days that had preceded it. Even the pile of supplier invoices I had come into Even the pile of supplier invoices I had come into process wound up being considerably easier and quicker to complete than anticipated. Usually I might have considered the entire situation highly suspicious, indicative of an impending onslaught perhaps, the calm before the storm as it were. Alas, hindsight is always 20/20, yet in the actual moment I was blissfully unaware of the drama that would soon unfold. From behind the bar counter I hummed a cheerful tune as I returned a collection of freshly washed glasses to our display cabinet, while Russell wiped down a table that stood in proximity to the counter, though I was certain he had already done so only a short while prior. I chose not to mention this. The slow business was no doubt getting on Russell's nerves as much as my own. Besides, it made for excellent hygiene. With all the clean glasses neatly organized into their respective locations within the display, I closed the cabinet's old-fashioned wooden door and instead approached the register where I checked the time displayed in the lower right of the screen. Oh dear. Everything okay, boss dude? Oh yes, it is just that, well, they're cutting it rather close, are they not? They? Who do you mean? Of course I mean Diego and Aiden. They were spending some time together this morning, and I expect they will arrive together. At any rate, Diego's shift is due to begin in a mere 2 minutes' time. Doesn't he, usually arrive a couple of minutes late? He has no, concept of time, my dude. Unless his shift is about to end. He's always, dead on for that. Ah, yes. Such marvelous work ethic. Please, be sure not to learn from the poor example he sets. I wouldn't, dream of it, boss dude. I am pleased to hear that, my dear. I worry from time to time that Aiden might, though I suspect in this specific instance that he is powerless to hurry Diego along. Oh, totally, my dude. Diego hurries for nobody. I hope you do not find him to be too much of a burden when the two of you are working together. To, tell you the truth, boss dude, I enjoy working with him. He's totally, a little lazy and all that, but everything, gets done eventually, and he totally keeps me entertained all the while. Well, I'm pleased to hear that, so long as he is not making the customers wait. Not at all, my dude, and speaking of, here's one for you now. As Russell spoke, he did so with his gaze directed over my left shoulder, merely confirming the entry bell's announcement seconds prior. I spun in place to face both the register and the customer, whom I greeted in my typical semi-formal manner. A very good afternoon to you, my friend. Welcome to Ty's Bar. Can I get you anything? Is probably going to get it a copyright thing or something. It's Mr. Peanut Butter's house. Who's that dog? Mr. Peanut Butter. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. You must be Ty then? Indeed. Howdy. The name's Rue. Rue extended his hand, offering the curiously formal gesture of a handshake by a way of greeting. I saw no reason to oblige, grasping his hand with my own and exchanging a friendly shake. His grip was firm but not overpowering. You can tell a great deal about a person by their handshake at least. So I have been told. Unfortunately, I was not privy to what Rue's handshake said about him, but I could only assume positive things. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Rue. Following our exchange, I paused for a moment to ponder the man standing before me. I knew there was something oddly familiar about Rue from the moment I laid eyes on him, and hearing his name only intensified that suspicion. I felt as though I had seen him before, and I was dead certain I had heard the name. For the life of me, I simply could not recall what significance he might have had. And so, with zero options but to press onward, I did just that. Now then, my friend, is there anything specific you are looking for? Our full range of beverages are on sale now, and our lunch menu is still available if you order quickly. What about concert tickets? Still got some? Oh, well, of course. Worry not, we still have plenty available to purchase. How many would you like, my dear? Rather than responding to my question verbally, Rue held up a single finger with a warm and confident smile I could not help but return as I reached beneath the counter where the pad of tickets was kept. Atop the stack was a ticket that had already been torn from the book. It made perfect sense to use this ticket rather than ripping a new one from the pad. As I presented the ticket to my charismatic customer, a $50 note sat patiently between us, intended as payment for the ticket. Just so happened, tickets to the show cost an even $50 apiece. Exact change. Here you are, sir, and thank you for your support. Rue replied with a charming wink as he tucked his ticket inside his wallet for safekeeping. Having gotten what he was after, I did not expect Rue to stick around. However, I still wanted to find out why he seemed so familiar. Thus, I hoped to hold his attention with a series of questions. So, are you an old fan, or did you discover the Black Claws more recently? About 2 years ago. I see. After we had broken up. That is unfortunate. I hope our first concert in a good 3 years lives up to your expectations. I wondered for a moment, could Rue have been one of the bass guitarists in attendance at the audition? Perhaps that was where I recognized him from. I saw no point in beating around the bush, and instead chose to ask him outright. Tell me, were you in attendance at the bass auditions we held last Thursday? Nope. More of a six-string slinger myself. Oh, so you play the guitar then? Rue responded with an affirming nod, before responding with a question of his own. You guys have beef with your former frontman, yes? Unfortunately, that is correct, yes. What's your perspective? It is an awfully long story, but in a nutshell, Lucas and myself, we grew up. Glenn, however, remained entirely the same. A feud sparked between Glenn and me specifically, and that continued to escalate until the band imploded. And the feud continues even now as we engage in petty battles over the naming rights. If our concert tomorrow night sells better than Glenn's, the rights are ours. That was the agreement. Think you'll win? I sure hope so, and if we do, I hope Glenn keeps as part of the agreement. Alas, he is petty and obstinate at times. For example, in response to a studio-mandated change of our third album's tracklist that Glenn did not approve of, he simply refused to perform his parts. Right, producer performed the parts instead, yeah? Producer? Where did you hear that? Just a rumor. I see. Well, no, not quite. Oh god. Long story short, we ran out of studio time while recording that album. Internal conflicts played a big part in that, especially considering the label wanted more of my songs on the record and less of Glen's. Naturally, this was not something he took too kindly. The label agreed to pay for more studio time on the condition their own big shot producer took over. Oh yeah, totally. Their own big shot producer took over the production and supervised the process. And the guy they sent, his name was Mikey Z. The one from TV, who goes on talent shows and tells everyone they suck? That is what he is known for, yes. Ain't it just an act for TV? I'm afraid not. He is a hard ass through and through. Once in charge, he made sure the label got their way, replacing several of Glenn's songs with a selection of my own. They felt my songs had more commercial viability. Their words, not mine. We had already finished working on the discarded tracks, and Glenn was, well, let us merely say he was greatly displeased with the decision. So much so that he refused to record his bass parts for the new songs with the expectation that the label would reverse the decision as a result. Sadly for him, his strike had a rather different outcome, being my own compositions. They were all tracks I'd intended on singing myself, which was fine and dandy, but that still left us with a problem. The label was unwilling to pay for a session musician, and instead, Mikey Z insisted I record the new bass parts myself. I had never played a bass before in my life, but he insisted it was just like playing electric. Not strictly true, but I could handle the basics at least. And that is exactly what we wound up doing. I recorded all the new bass parts myself. Glenn got all the credit in the liner notes, mostly just to avoid conflict. And as per Mikey Z's suggestion, we told Glenn that Mikey himself had recorded the parts. Mikey was not afraid of Glenn in the slightest, and that actually worked relatively well. It was a while before the band totally imploded, but it felt as though it could have right there. Gotcha. Good to know. The rumor was bogus after all. Seems so. Well, I'd better jet. Thanks for the ticket. And thank you for the purchase, my friend. See you in the crowd tomorrow night. Rue began his exit, but not before firing me another of his charming and confident winks. And with his back finally turned, I felt the smile which had become somewhat forced over the last few minutes fade from my face. Russell noticed the rather dramatic shift in my demeanor, and a look of confusion appeared upon his face. Officially, Glenn was responsible for all bass parts on our third album. In reality, several tracks were recorded by me instead, but the only person who had been led to believe the producer performed those tracks was Glenn himself. You could argue that perhaps the rumor that Rue was referring to started with Glenn and merely spread from there. But I knew this was not the case. Rather, this specific line of reasoning had led me directly to the answer I'd been seeking. And now I knew exactly why Rue seemed so familiar. Panting from exertion for the second time in an hour, Diego and I burst through the front door of the bar, nearly bowling down an unlucky patron in the process. Shit, sorry, mister. The man did not speak, merely delivering a cheerful smile alongside a playful wink before slipping past us and out into the daylight beyond as we guiltily entered the bar proper. Upon our arrival, Russell stood across the room with a confused expression while Ty stood behind the register, seemingly staring daggers, something Diego noticed right away. Okay, Ty, before you get mad at us, I can explain why we're late. Oh no, my apologies, that was not... Ty took a moment to peer down at the display in front of him before looking back up, glaring at Diego with a look more akin to disappointment than anything else. Though you're a whole 3 minutes late, what kept you? I can explain. Diego, he's had kind of a rough morning. Something happened earlier and it's been on his mind a lot. We were talking about it when we realized what the time was and rushed here as quickly as we could. Sorry. I see. Well, these things happen, I suppose. I should not cry over spilled milk, as they say. What the... Of course Aiden covers for me, and that grumpy-ass look is gone in an instant. If I'd explained it, I bet you'd have had me scrubbing grease from the grill for the next few hours, judging by how mad you looked. My face? Oh no, I apologize. That was not directed at you. Really? Oh, don't worry, my dudes. He totally looked like that before you came in. Huh. That's, good, I guess. Why, though? Yeah, is everything, okay, boss dude? That man, the two of you saw him on the way in, yes? Pretty much bowled him over, too. The Shiba Inu guy, right? Indeed, that is him. He bought a ticket for tomorrow night's performance. Is that supposed to be a problem? He is the guitarist in Glenn's version of the Black Claws. Whoa, what? But then, why did he buy a ticket? That just, helps you, right? Whatever it is they are scheming, they require access to the venue at the time of the show. Perhaps they intend to sabotage our gear? The crowd of people would likely be the perfect cover. Is this Glenn dude, really the kind of guy who'd, condone that? If I'm correct, I have zero doubt it was Glenn's idea in the first place. But it couldn't be that guy, right? If he's a member of the band, he'd be busy playing his own show. Of course, somebody else will be using that ticket to gain entry. Rue's job was simply to purchase the ticket. Hold on, the tickets are numbered. You can check the pad to find out what its number is, and then have security refuse that ticket entry. Yes, but this ticket was loose. I did not take it from the pad. Russell, was the loose ticket the last one torn from the pad? I don't know, my dude. I found it, underneath the trash can under the counter earlier on. No idea how it, been there, my dude. That's awful. It's an awful joke. I ripped one off to sell the other day, but the guy didn't have enough money on him. I put it back to sell next, but it must have gotten lost underneath. Sorry, Ty. Damn it, I should have used a fresh ticket, but at that point, I had no idea who he was. What do we do? It is difficult to know how to respond without knowing exactly what it is they are planning. At the very least, venue security will need to be on high alert, and perhaps some additional personnel would serve us well just in case. I'm sorry, Ty, it's my bad. No, Diego, nobody could have seen this coming. You did nothing wrong, and who knows? Perhaps we are overthinking this. Perhaps there are other possibilities we have not yet considered. It is worth keeping an open mind at the very least. Well then, nothing for it, I suppose. I will contact our security and see what I can arrange in terms of additional personnel and tighter protocols. Aiden, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Do you mind? It will only take a few minutes. Dude, forget about me. Do what you've got to do. I'll wait as long as you need me to. Thank you, my dear. I greatly appreciate your patience. I'll be back shortly. I promise. With a sense of distinct urgency in his every step, Ty retreated to his office in order to tackle the matter at hand. This had all been a strange and unexpected twist, that much was certain, but I couldn't help but wonder just what Glenn's plan truly was. Man, I don't even want to entertain the thought that Rue was a bad guy. He was so charming and sexy. Dude, that's how they get you. They butter you up and pile on the charm. Then boom, you wake up in a bathtub full of ice minus a kidney. What the fuck, Diego? It's a pretty big jump from band sabotage to organ theft. But how do you know he's not an organ thief? That's exactly it. You don't. Never let your guard down. Man, I can't even... You're right about that being, how they manipulate you, though. The rest, well, who knows. Either way, Ty has it all, like, pretty well in hand. So, like, hopefully that's all it needs. Ty's nothing if not organized, and he's clever to boot. If anyone can deal with a situation like this, it's him. Yeah, it'll work out. You'll see. We've got nothing to worry about. With that sort of out of the way, what were we up to, Russ? Anything still need doing? Nothing at all. It's been, like, totally quiet, my dude. I literally, like, wiped this table down 3 whole times, and I don't even think Ty noticed. If I did it again, it'd probably be stripping the polish. Aw, sweet. Lazy shift. Totally makes the day go, like, super slow, though. I'll be counting the minutes until my shift ends. Got something happening after work? Aw, dude, haven't you heard the news? There's, like, a new Dance Master coming out soon, and it sounds totally sick. Oh, right, Axel was crazy enthusiastic about it when we saw him at the mall earlier on. Of course he was. We pretty much, like, mastered the original game as kids. Well, him mostly. I ain't got, like, the physique. Still, it was fun, and I did okay. It's super exciting that we'll be able to replay those old songs we haven't heard in, like, so many years. And we'll totally set some rad high scores, too. Man, you're as hyped up as Axel was. I remember now. Axel said you'd be meeting him here when you finish work, right? Him and Dom. The 3 of us are totally going to hone our skills, like, all night until the arcade closes. And just between us, I've got, like, a plan that just might totally work for hooking those 2 up once and for all, my dudes. Tonight is totally going to be the night. I can feel it. Oh, actually, Dom got called into work and had to leave. It'll just be you and Axel tonight. What? But, like, my plan? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What about yesterday morning? You just gonna pretend it never happened? My dudes, Axe doesn't remember, like, any of it. Doesn't even remember being in the bar at all. So, like, he doesn't remember the stuff he said, and, like, it might be for the best to keep it that way, you know? But why? Dude, he moved to Woodcrest to escape his feelings for me. He pretended he lost his phone and my contact details, but he had them all along. He cut me off, my dudes, and I don't want him to cut me off like that ever again. It's like, I know he has these feelings for me, and I know for some reason there's something like he, like, totally struggles to deal with, but he also has these feelings for Dom, and those are a lot more, like, straightforward. As for, like, why his feelings for me are so complicated, I think it totally has something to do with being childhood friends and growing up together. At least, that's my best guess. But it's totally consistent, considering Dom is someone he met much later on. Fuck, so much drama. And even if we, like, sorted all that out and got together, things would get totally screwed up with Dom, and I don't really want that. But if they end up together, everyone is, like, totally happy. It's, like, the most obvious logical conclusion, my dudes. What about your feelings, though? You like Axel too, right? Are you cool with him dating someone else? Dude, of course. I'm happy so long as he is. Like, yeah, I love the little dude and all that, but that doesn't mean we need to be in a relationship or anything. So long as he's happy, I'm happy, regardless of who he ends up dating. In this way, I won't have to, like, miss out on my freedom and all that. It's a win-win for everybody. Alright, dude, I believe you. Just make sure that noble-ass sacrifice of yours doesn't wind up biting you in the ass. I've, like, totally got it covered, my dude. Don't worry. If you say so. Either way, it'll just be the 2 of you tonight. Your whole master plan thingy is going to have to wait for another time. There will be plenty of, like, major opportunities ahead, so it's no big deal. I'll make it work. As Diego and Russell spoke, I remained silent as I watched Russell's expression carefully. Russell's carefree smile served to conceal the vague sense of melancholy that lurked beneath. The signs were subtle, but it was clear to me that despite his decision, a part of him wished for a different outcome. I was nonetheless proud of him for making a decision for the right reasons and sticking to it despite his conflicting emotions. Of course, this did not stop me from feeling bad for him all the while. Situations like this were always so complicated. It was always difficult to know what the right decisions were or even what the best possible outcomes might be. If only there were a way everyone could get what they wanted and nobody would have to miss out. Oh, that's me. Whoa. Following the sound of his phone receiving an alert of some sort, Diego retrieved it from his pocket to see what exactly what had caused the sound. Whatever it was, Diego's jaw might as well have hit the floor as he stared in disbelief at his phone screen. Diego, what's up? Dude. Huh? Like, me too, huh? Oh god, I think I know what's happening. Time to hide the Beth that's built different. Fuck, I know what's happening. Like, what? What? Damn it, I'm coming over. As it would happen, there would be no need for any of us to share as my very own device received an alert mere seconds after Russell received his. As I reached into my pocket to retrieve my phone, I pondered what kind of alert all three of us could have received in near unison. This would not remain a mystery for long, for better or for worse. Actually, no, that's actually not funny. No fucking way. Jay had chosen not to do as Glenn had insisted he do. He had remained a member of the Black Claws with the intention of performing the show, no matter what happened. Glenn had threatened to use a video of Jay in a highly compromising situation as leverage, and still, Jay had defied his wishes. As both Ty and Lucas had predicted, Glenn's threat was not a hollow one. Just as he had promised, the video was now in the process of arriving on everybody's phones. I had no idea how he managed such a feat, but somehow he had. I watched in stunned silence as Jay wrapped his, gross. Dude, that's Jay. Dude, he totally knows what he's doing. It's kinda hot. You can't say that, can you? And he's doing with his tongue, though. Damn, that looks good. Oh dear, all three of you have already received it? Yep, within a few seconds of each other. Then it is as I feared. I have already messaged Lucas and Jay. We're going to meet early at the venue. Lucas is already there helping to assemble everything, and Jay apparently is not that far away. If you're ready, we should get moving quickly. Yes, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Dude, hold on, what the hell is all this about? Simple version, Jay slept with Glenn, thinking he didn't know who he was. Glenn recorded him without his knowledge and blackmailed him to quit the band, or else Glenn would send the video to everyone in Woodcrest. Jay didn't leave the band, and so here we are. Is Jay okay, boss dude? I cannot rightly say just yet. I will know more once we meet with him in person. Now, do the two of you have everything under control here? Hey, of course, don't worry about us. We've got this shit on the lock. You dudes, go deal with your whole thing. Don't worry about us, my dudes. Thank you both. Come, Aiden, let us be going. Yep, I'm right behind you. And so Ty and I filed out of the front door, walking the perimeter of the building to reach his vehicle parked behind. The atmosphere was tense and our movement brisk as we silently seated ourselves in Ty's car, and set off for the nearby concert venue. I had no idea what to expect. Honestly, I'd forgotten all about Glenn's blackmail, and while Jay had been determined to take it in stride, it's quite a different story when the hypothetical scenario becomes reality, and it was impossible to know just how he was handling it. I hoped and prayed that this dramatic turn of events wouldn't somehow become a spanner in the works of the Black Claws at the 11th hour. A tense atmosphere awaited us within the venue as the metal double doors practically crashed shut behind us, startling me somewhat and causing the layers of fur on my neck to stand on end. This reaction did not go unnoticed, with Ty taking a few moments to peer back at me with a look of concern. Alas, his attention was quickly drawn elsewhere as a familiar horned figure dressed in his trademark plaid emerged from a trapdoor beneath the stage. My instinct was to approach, but the irritated look of frustration that adorned his face gave me pause. Thankfully, Ty was far braver than I was, or perhaps merely more familiar. Nonetheless, Lucas's dour expression did nothing to slow Ty's approach, and I was thankful for the tiger in between as I followed close behind. I had already anticipated Lucas's displeasure regarding Eric's absence, but from the look upon his face, I could only surmise that Eric was the least of Lucas's problems this afternoon. Both Ty and I gathered just in front of the stage as Lucas hoisted his considerable heft upward out of the hatch he had been working in. He then turned towards us and dismounted the stage, arriving before us on mutual footing. You two got here fast. Jay hasn't arrived yet, and I saw fit to send Dom off on an errand. It's just us right now. Good thinking, my dear friend. I'm certain the added privacy will serve us well. How goes the stage preparations? Judging by the distinctly sour expression you were wearing on our approach, I can only assume sailing has not been so smooth. Not exactly. Things could be worse, though. As it would happen, the universe had a sick sense of humor. Before Lucas could even finish saying the words, I watched as the stage light abruptly came loose from the metal frame up above and came careening down to earth with a deafening crash. This served to raise my hackles yet again, and they had only just settled from our last disturbance. For a split second, I wondered just what had me so highly strung. But those thoughts promptly vanished the moment I saw Lucas's enraged expression. Son of a... The whole mounting bracket is warped. Damn rat, he assured me it wasn't broken. How convenient he isn't here today, of all days. He knew I'd find it, and he knew there'd be hell to pay. Lucas, my dear, take a deep breath. You remember what the doctor said about what stress does to your blood pressure? In accordance with Ty's instruction, Lucas inhaled deeply before holding it in for several moments. Finally unleashed his breath in the form of an exhausted sigh, turning his gaze back towards Ty as soon as his lungs were left empty. You're right, it's been a tough day, and I've let myself get a little carried away. You certainly bear the look of a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I suppose there is nothing that can be done to save the light. Does that look fixable to you? The metal is warped, the glass is shattered, and the mount is still up there. Damn rat tried to pass it off like it was nothing. Even packed it back up in the crate to try and hide it. These lights cost thousands. When I catch up with him, a sore foot will be the least of his damn problems. Lucas, my dear. Right, blood pressure. Sounds to me like you've got enough on your plate without this whole leaked video business demanding center stage, especially when you're down an employee. Between Dom and me, we'll get it all done. Might be working into the small hours, but we're all used to that by this point. What kind of errand did you have Dom run exactly? Our old line of cable has seen better days. Blew the building's fuses when we tried to connect everything up to the mains. I sent Dom to the electrical wholesaler in town to organize for a fresh spool of cable to be delivered. He might be a little while yet. What's wrong with the cables? Got rats chewing on them or something? Not this time. This one is on me. I should have replaced the entire spool a long time ago. I'd planned to, it just kept slipping my mind. We've been reusing that same one ever since I started this business. Yes, I seem to recall some fuss about the rather steep upfront investment. Though if the cable lasted this long, would you not say it was a worthwhile one? You're right, it was worthwhile. That's why I asked Dom to make sure he gets the same one again. Between that and the payments for our new printer, it's going to be a tight few months ahead. Well, if you had not... Do not lecture me on breaking the old one. I don't care if I lost the security deposit, it was worth it. What? Worth it? How exactly? What the fuck do we keep saying, Lucas? What the absolute fuck do we keep saying, Lucas? You've lost vision privileges, my friend. Revenge for all those years of torment. It was cathartic. Oh dear. The almost deafening sound of the entrance door announcing another arrival brought the three of us back to the matter at hand, though only briefly in Lucas's case, as his focus was just as quickly stolen away the moment he recognized Jay's unexpected company. What the... Oh, thank God. The smile's gone. Standing immediately to the right of the Black Claw's newly hired Ortegan member was a worryingly familiar rodent whose arrival after calling in sick raised a great many questions indeed. Hey, you guys. Ty, Lucas, Aiden. It was almost as though Lucas had not heard Jay's greeting, having chosen to interrogate the new arrival instead. Just what the hell do you think you're doing here? I can't imagine you had a change of heart and came into your job. No, Of course not. Let me guess. You caught wind of today's drama and came in hopes of a front row seat? No, I found the stage light, you damage. You knew I'd find it today. Strange coincidence. Today just happens to be the day you call in sick. That had nothing to do with it. Really now? Then why are you here? As moral support? I hope you don't actually expect me to fall for that. But that's the truth. Don't make me laugh. You don't have a single empathetic bone across your entire body. And if you did, why not spare some for poor Dom, who had to come in on his day off and cover for you? Or some sympathy for me and the money I'm out of pocket on account of this broken stage light. Just what is up with you that you can't do your job anyway? You don't look unwell. For your information, Eric. I've just had kind of a fucked up day, okay? I've got a lot on my mind, and it's like I was trying to say. I'm here to support Jay. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not, it's the truth. Take it or leave it. For whatever it's worth, I will vouch for every word he just said. If you can't believe him, can you at least try believing me instead? It seems there's no end to the surprises today has in store. What do you say, Lucas? Think you can put your faith in Jay here? Okay, alright. Thank you. In keeping with the day's trend, Eric had once again subverted everyone's expectations by showing what seemed like a genuine concern for a friend. Lucas's firm condemnation was overly harsh, but few people knew what to expect with Eric quite like he did. Or at least, that was usually how things played out. If I hadn't already witnessed Eric's unusual behavior earlier in the day, I likely would not have believed it either. Though I got the sense of these two specific situations were related, I also couldn't knock the feeling that Eric's latest divergence was a consequence of something else entirely, an event I wasn't yet privy to. As hard as it was to resist the urge to ponder the possibilities, there was a vastly more important matter at hand, relating to a video file that everybody in Woodcrest had received. At least, I assumed everyone had received it. Nonetheless, an awkward silence needed breaking, and what better topic than the very matter we were all in attendance to discuss. So then, I take it we all received the video? I don't suppose Glenn was thoughtful enough to spare you, Jay? Not a chance. I bet he wanted to be sure I received it. Rub some salt in the wound and make me aware he'd done what he said he'd do. What he said he would. I certainly, have mixed feelings. Let's say towards the content of the video, but I would be lying if I said I had not made a copy for safekeeping. Glenn is beautifully, indeed. Oh, I mean, well, what a foolish slip of the tongue that was. Though I suppose there is little point in secrecy. Ty, what's this about? Well, you see, during the early days of the Black Claws, Glenn and I, we had a sort of on and off thing. You and Glenn were a thing? Well, no, not on paper at any rate. There were never any labels applied, nothing official nor formal, no rules, no obligations, it simply was. And regrettably, I would be lying if I said that situation played no part in escalating and complicating the tensions between Glenn and me in later years. Back then, he and I, we were much more alike. But then you grew up and he never did, right? I would say that is an accurate statement, yes. See, we've become desensitized to Thin Diego. We've become desensitized to him thanks to my special bullshit. You know the one, where is it? Here we go. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This. It's because of this. Hang on. Because of this that we've become desensitized to Slim Diego, but not Smiling Top Lucas. I'll say that is an accurate statement, yes. A damn shame, too. He's a looker, and like I said, he is beautifully equipped. I'm glad I seized the opportunity to get up close and personal, though. It sure came at a cost. Hey, Aiden. Uh-oh. What color is yours? Oh my. Excuse me? You're the naughtiest guy in the room. Who else am I gonna ask? Why are you even asking me that? You saw the video, right? It was like black glass. I've never seen that before. Do Huskies have that too? What if he says yes, eh, Eric? I don't suppose you'll try to coax him into bed with you. Heh, well, I have been wanting to learn the bongos. Hate to shatter your hopes and dreams and musical aspirations, but everything I've got is the usual color. Huh? Glenn is a wolf, right? I've slept with wolves before. None of them came packing anything like that. Just what the hell is so special about his junk? There are many types of wolves, you know. I forgot the specific lineage Glenn hailed from. A deliberate lapse in memory, perhaps? His prideful accounts of his ancestors' many triumphs used to drive me right up the wall. Knights, something they were called. Their unique genitalia was something specific to their kind. Oh god, that was awful. That was very awful. Sounds like you'll be doing some research tonight, eh, Eric? Or better said, research. Oh, no, I wasn't that interested. I've got better things to keep myself busy with. It's more or less vice versa for me, but I got desensitized to it a bit. Yeah? Lucas watched on with an inquisitive look printed upon his features. I, too, took specific notice of Eric's distinctly unusual response. It wasn't like Eric at all. Now then, gentlemen, if we are quite done discussing Glenn's genitalia, perhaps we should discuss the video and the implications of its release. How did he get my number? How did he get my number? I literally moved here less than 3 weeks ago. Dom said something about that before he left on his errand. It was mostly moonspeak to me, but he said something about how the number range belonging to the network provider. Apparently the video went out to every phone in range of the Woodcrest cell towers where the account holder's date of birth made them 18 or older. Oh, thank goodness. Thought it crossed my mind. I'm relieved to hear no minors received the video. That shows surprising foresight for Glenn, if I'm honest. Right, he said something about that too. How the system is usually used for promotional stuff and that is hardwired that way. They're not allowed to advertise to minors, so the whole system is incapable of sending them messages. Ah yes, more of a happy accident. That does sound more plausible. Did Dom say anything else? Yeah, that Glenn could be in serious legal trouble for even having access to that system, however he did it, let alone what he actually did with it. Tremendous. He deserves nothing less. With the topic having arrived at its natural conclusion, Ty shifted the discussion towards addressing his concerns surrounding Jay. My dear, forgive me for asking, but how are you coping? If a video like that of me was floating around, I'd simply be mortified. Are you okay, my dear? To tell you the truth, I'd psyched myself up to take it all in my stride and to, own it, you know? But now that it's real, it's getting to me in ways I didn't expect. It bothers me, or rather, aspects of it do. The single biggest thing about it that bothers me is the impact such a video might have on the Black Claw's reputation. I don't want that reputation tarnished because of my stupid decisions. What if somebody in the crowd recognizes me tomorrow night? Hell, everyone in Woodcrest got that video. Of course someone is going to recognize me. If they had any sense, they'd be forming a line backstage. Ha! Unfortunately for them, I've learned my lesson. Even if it's me at the front of that line, I may make certain exceptions. At any rate, I'm sorry, you guys. I haven't even played a show with you yet, and I've already gone and caused you both trouble. Jay, my dear, you must really stop apologizing. You already know that we do not hold it against you, and goodness knows we have all made our fair share of mistakes, thinking with the wrong head, as it were. Well, I suppose you did date the guy once upon a time. I do hope you will not remind me of that fact regularly. Any date is a rather strong word. Right, you did say there were no labels. What would you call it, Ty? Perhaps more of an exchange. It was business as usual until a certain need would arise, and with it would come charm and tension that would just as quickly vanish once the deed had been done. Were there any feelings on your part? For a time there was, yes, but I never got the sense that those feelings were mutual. Glenn always seemed satisfied with the arrangement as it was, and so it remained. No regrets, I assume? I once wondered if I could tame him, help him grow up, but somebody like him never changes, and I tried in vain to do exactly that in my capacity as a friend, and bandmate for many years without success. Sometimes I wonder if things could have been different in a romantic context, but somehow I doubt that, so I suppose, no regrets, merely a what if that lingers all these years later. You made the right decision, Ty. You know you did. Indeed, indeed. And Jay, I'm with Ty. We don't hold any of this against you. We just have one request. Oh, let's hear it. Play your ass off tomorrow night. Between you and me, if the rhythm section is tight enough, they might just forget all about your oral talents. You betcha. With timing like yours, it's a sure thing. You're a walking, talking metronome. How'd you get so tight, by the way? I said this before, Lucas, and I'm going to say this again. Wipe that goddamn smile off your face, Lucas. Wipe that smile off your face, Lucas. Thank you. I play every show with the click track in the monitors. Once you've played the same song enough times with the click, the timing sticks. All the same, I'll be playing with the click tomorrow night. It's a good habit to maintain. That's how we know you're a professional. No drummer is too good for a click. Indeed, I remember back on the tour for our second album, we played a series of shows with a band named Midnight Mary, and their drummer Oh. My apologies, it would seem that I'm receiving a phone call. Please excuse me for a moment. The remaining four of us watched as Ty ventured to a far corner of the room while retrieving his phone from his pocket. Finally, he lifted the phone to his ear and answered the call. It was Russell calling. Was everything right at the bar? Oh no. So, there I was, working my shift like always, and at first it was totally quiet. And, I'm not superstitious or anything, but I might have said something to Diego, I hope it gets busier soon or something like that, and well... Dude, seriously, what the fuck? You totally jinxed it! I totally did not, my dude. This has nothing to, do with me, man. You totally did. Don't pretend like you didn't. Don't, blame this on me, my dude. I totally have no control over this kind of stuff. Yo! Russell is angry. Russell is fucking angry. This is even worse than Lucas smiling and Slim Diego. This is somehow even worse. Angry Russell. We ain't got time to argue about it. Pass me a stack of tickets from beneath the register. I'm fresh out over here. What? What stack of tickets? I totally just sold the last of what I had, over here, man. What? Are you sure? Certain, my dude. I've been, looking for more. Are you serious? Damn, where did Ty put the rest? I think that's, all of them, my dude. Ty said there were only a limited number due to, venue capacity or something. Venue capacity? Screw that. Look at these damn queues. There's gotta be some more tickets. Maybe Ty has some in his office? Man, of all the times he ain't here, why now? He has the key. Let me give him, a call, my dude. Perhaps he can, swing back around and get the tickets out for us? Alright, my dude. Alright, dude, but make it quick. I can't even see the end of the queue no more. I'm on it, my dude. So I asked the next customer in line if they could, give me a sec, and I grabbed my phone from beneath the counter. Working quickly, I found Ty in my contacts and started the call. It's illegal. Russell, good evening. Is everything okay? Hey, boss dude. Everything is totally cool. I think. You think? What do you mean? Well, like, we just got done selling, like, the last, like, boss dude. Oh my, you sold them all? Totally. Well, terrific work, Russell. And be sure to pass on my praise to Diego as well. Will do, boss dude. So, like, there's more, right? More tickets? Why do you ask? Well, like, they're queues, boss dude. Like, big ones. Queues? What on earth? I know, apparently they all saw the video, and the rumor is that Jay is the Black Claw's new bass player. Though, they keep asking for tickets to see the Blowjob Dragon. Oh dear, It's like, Diego said you had more tickets in your office, but we can't get in without the key. I'm afraid I gave those leftover tickets to Lucas. Let me ask him if there are any left. One moment. That is awful. I heard Ty cross the room, arriving in the middle of a conversation between some totally familiar voices. Among them, I recognized the Blowjob Dragon himself, and couldn't help but, like, wonder how he'd respond to learning about his new nickname. Lucas, what became of those tickets I gave you? I gave them to Eric, who insisted he could get rid of them. Eric? I sold about a third last time I looked. Let me see. What the fuck? Oh, no. Eric, you better not have bad news for me. I forgot to set a limit on the auction. I've oversold. How much have you oversold by? Well, Lucas gave me 52 tickets, and I've sold 216? What the fuck? I will fill you in shortly. One moment, please. Russell, did you catch any of that? I sighed. It seemed as though we were, like, totally out of luck. I was not looking forward to, like, disappointing such a large crowd. Totally. Caught every word, boss dude. There's no more anywhere else? Sadly not. The venue has a firm limit for fire safety reasons, I'm afraid. How big are these queues? Well, the line goes out the door and, like, down the street a bit. I can't see where it ends. Oh dear, will the two of you be okay? We'll be fine. Sucks we have to turn them all away, but, like, that's just how it goes, right, boss dude? Indeed. Thank you both for your hard work. Please remember to pass my praise on to Diego. I would not want him to risk getting all pouty. Diego's already pouty. Like, neither would I. You can count on me, boss dude. Catch you later. Thank you, and farewell. That didn't sound promising. Nope, that was it, my dude. Crap, what are you going to tell all these people? Do I have to do, like, everything, my dude? I made the phone call. You should, like, tell them. What? No, fair. Yes, fair. Besides, you're, like, the senior employee. But you spoke to Ty. You know what to say. They can't make any more tickets because, like, the venue can't hold more people. Now you know, so you can, like, totally tell them. But Diego would eventually make the announcement, but not without, like, a ton of huffing and puffing before and after. Which is when I chose to pass on Ty's praise, along with a little sugar from yours truly. And wouldn't you, like, know it? It was too easy to ease his temper. He tried to pout, but I totally saw his tail wag when I told him. If only for, like, a second or so. It's awful. But still, you thought I wouldn't be able to sell them all. Look how many I've moved. Might as well make me your official salesperson and give me a raise while you're at it. You say an hour after calling off. Yeesh, hard ass. Won't even kiss mine a little. So, we sold out then? Indeed, and you know, it would seem we have you to thank. Me? Yes, you see, Russell informed me they were all asking tickets to see the Blowjob Dragon. Whoa. I like the new nickname. The Blowjob Dragon. You know what? I've been called far worse, that's for sure. And that's what people got buying tickets. And that's what got people buying tickets in a frenzy. So it would seem, my dear. Well, shit. All's well that ends well, I guess. It truly does not bother you, my dear? Please say so if it does. Now, what can I say? I have great And what if the whole town knows? Better than being known for something bad, and you know, I feel a little better about the video situation now, too. Ugh. Noak's had a positive reception and seems to be helping the band. I think I can just take it in my stride after all. Well, thank goodness. Needless to say, I was worried. I admire your strength, Jay, and I am certain Lucas feels the same way. Still not as bad as Angry Russell. It's still bad, but, like, less bad, you know?
Wipe that fucking smile off your face, Lucas.
Jay is alright. I like him. Hey, let's do like a tier list. No. I'm dumb. Yup. Thanks, you guys. And Eric, thanks for coming with me, you big softy. Heh? Hey, fuck you. There's nothing soft about me. Oh, I know. Oh, God. You know it. Well then, I know it's a little earlier than expected, but the big day is tomorrow. Should we start our rehearsal? I'm afraid I still have work to do before the stage will be ready. There's no way Dom will get it all finished on his own. Oh dear, that is a conundrum. Hey boss, I'll cut you a deal. What? Let me watch you guys rehearse, and after, I'll work for as long as you need me. You're supposed to be working anyway. You called off. Yeah, I know, but I'm starting to feel like everything is going to be okay, you know? So, how about it? Deal. I'm not in a position to argue. Sick. Time to see what all the fuss is about. Show me what you've got, Jay. I didn't know you were interested in this sort of thing. Maybe I've had a change of heart. Shut up and play before I change my mind. Well, okay then. Ready, boys? So long as the rat keeps his word, ready as I'll ever be. Ty turned to me and spoke with me directly as the others readied their instruments. All the while, Eric watched on with an eager expression of anticipation. Aiden, I assume you'll be watching us rehearse like usual? You bet your ass I am. Wonderful. And while we have a moment, is it just me, or are those two acting rather strangely today? Jay and Eric? Oh, definitely. I thought as much. I suspect Jay might have had a breakthrough, don't you? You know, you might just be onto something there. And so the rehearsal began. I had watched several thus far, though until now, I had not had company throughout. Usually I would have complained about spending time alongside Eric, but today he was unusually good company. It was dead clear he was not knowledgeable on the topic of music, and he asked me a number of questions throughout the evening. It was clear he was making an effort to show an interest, and likely for Jay's sake. It was bizarre to see Eric having turned such a striking 180 in his behavior. Bizarre, yet kind of sweet as well. Of course, if I'd called him out on it, I had no doubt he would have pouted as dramatically as he was able. In a similar situation, Diego would likely have done the same thing. Those two are so alike in a number of ways. How ironic that their encounter had led to this outcome. I was glad that Eric was doing well, and the next time I saw him, I would tell Diego as much. He would no doubt be relieved to hear it. And my next run-in with Diego would come much sooner than expected. Following an unexpected discussion with Ty and Lucas after our rehearsal, as it would happen, we were soon to be reunited with an old friend. Our meeting place was on the waterfront path, a mere 5-minute walk from the venue. I recognized it as the very same path Diego used when returning home on the nights Ty wasn't around to give him a ride home. Of course, tonight was one of those nights. I was the first to arrive, though I knew Diego wouldn't be far away considering he was counting up the cash when we spoke on the phone mere minutes ago. As for a third participant, I expected he would be a good 15 minutes or so behind. This was perfect as it would give me a golden opportunity to update Diego on the afternoon's happenings, and ensured that when Tobias did show, Diego would be caught completely off guard. After all, I had completely neglected to mention Tobias would be coming. A wave of exhaustion washed over me as I dared to lean against one of the lampposts lining the waterfront. It hadn't just been a long day, it had been a long few weeks. I sure hoped that things would settle down a bit once the concert was done. Some R&R was just what the doctor ordered, and I wouldn't be satisfied unless a certain tiger was there relaxing with me. I shook myself vigorously in an attempt to ward off fatigue. This was important after all. We were reuniting with a long-lost friend. Maybe I could help reunite another pair of long-lost friends while I was here? I considered what I was going to say to Tobias. We hadn't seen one another in about a year. He and Diego hadn't seen each other in about 2. What if he had changed? What if... Oh. My thoughts would have to wait. A short distance down the path in the direction of town, the lamppost intermittently illuminated a familiar face as he passed beneath one after another. And as he drew close, my eyes were drawn to the distinct bags that hung beneath his eyes. A symptom of exhaustion we no doubt shared, though having a companion in exhaustion offered no comfort at all. Yikes, Diego, you look like how I feel. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. Oh yeah, Mr. Plow living up to his name, I take it? No. Yeah. Heh. Shut up, ass. I'll add fucks all night long to my rapidly growing list of Eric's insane boasts, which are entirely factual. Dude, I just had to cut him off when it started getting light out. Forget whatever it is they say about rabbits, man. Eric has them beat, hands down. Still, if I'm this tired from... Must be a complete wreck by now. He's probably in a coma for a couple of days after all that. I felt bad about the blow Diego's pride was about to endure, but it was a necessity if I was to soothe his guilty conscience as I'd hoped. He's with Lucas now, helping finish off the stage. He didn't seem tired at all, to tell you the truth. What? You're fucking kidding me, dude. How the fuck? Wait, I thought he called in sick. Maybe he slept for a bit and then came in late? He arrived shortly after I did, not long after he was due to start. I don't believe it. He can't have gotten more than a few hours sleep this morning. What the hell drives that dude, man? Any other day I'd have answered with horny, but today there was something else putting a spring in his step. A spring in his step? Like what? Like his new Ortegan boyfriend? Ha! Come on, dude, at least use a convincing lie. Pigs will fly before that guy settles down. Dude, I'm completely serious. Eric even confirmed it. Hey, yo! The drum beat dictates the tempo, so it's crucial Lucas is consistent if they want to sound as tight as they do. Right, but what is the click exactly? It's not like a literal click, right? Actually, I'm pretty sure it is. Lucas has it playing in his headphones and he uses it to keep his timing perfect. The others don't need it since Lucas's drums perform that same function. Being a musician sounds complicated, and really hard. It is. These guys all have years of practice and experience behind them. It's a long road to reach their level. Where do you learn all this stuff? From these guys over the past week mostly. I've been listening in and asking them lots of questions. I've learned tons. Oh, ever find out what a fret is? You see those horizontal bars repeating down the neck of the guitars? You play different notes by pressing the string down in between those bars and playing it. They're frets. Holy, there's so many! And so many strings, too. That's so impressive. Sure is. Say, pardon my curiosity, but why the sudden interest? Eh? No reason, just thought it'd be nice to, know some things. Jay's gonna be real impressed when he sees all the stuff you've learned, you know. Peh? Damn it, you know, don't you? Did he tell you? I told him to keep it a secret. Who do you think tipped him off this morning? Because I can promise you it wasn't Diego. Wait, but why? I saw how upset you were, first time I've seen you vulnerable like that, you know? And Jay, I knew Jay cared about you and would not want to be there for you, whether you wanted him there or not. Admittedly, I didn't expect you two to get together. Jay must have really worked his magic, huh? And that, by the way, was obvious from the moment you arrived. You being here for emotional support, showing an interest in Jay's hobbies, even though you don't know the first thing about them, if you're trying to hide it, you're doing a terrible job. Relax, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone has taken a bit of a shine to the new and improved Eric, and the two of you make a real cute couple, by the way. I'm still figuring all this out. It's weird. I've never felt this way for someone before. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just don't want everyone knowing yet. I don't want all eyes on me when I screw this whole thing up. I don't want to lose this. For what it's worth, Ty and me, we both think you're doing an amazing job so far. It's obvious how hard you're working at this. Believe me, that doesn't go unnoticed. Do you think I'm trying too hard? No, I think Jay is a very lucky guy, and I'm sure he knows it too. So keep up the good work, okay? Thanks, I will. But remember, shh, okay? Okay. Thanks, so what are all those colorful boxes on the floor for? What'd they call them again? Petals? You mean petals? Well, those... You suck at keeping secrets, dude. Would you have preferred if I hadn't told you? Maybe? Huh. I mean, I'm grateful and shit, but, I guess I've got some mixed feelings or something, you know? Want to Mr. Plow all to yourself, eh? Of course not. Why the fuck would I... You know, I'm sure those two would be down for a threesome if you asked real nicely and groveled a bit. No, a lot. Groveled a lot for Mr. Plow. What? That's not what I'm getting at. Then why the mixed feelings? Honestly, dude, I'm having a hard time working out what it is I feel and why. I can already tell I'm going to obsess over that whole thing like crazy, but best guess, I think I'm just jealous of the little rascal. Jealous? Yeah, I remember how it felt when I first fell for Kyrex. It was magical, but then things slowly went to shit, as you know. You said Eric is really trying. Kyrex never tried, save for trying to get his dick wet. This is one thing involving Eric in anything. That's awful. Jay seems like a good guy from what I know of him. And if Eric is turning over a new leaf, I'd say their prospects are a lot less shitty than mine were. Not only do they get to have that magical feeling, but they get to watch it bloom into something even better too. And that, I guess, is why I'm jealous, or at least that's my best interpretation of how I'm feeling. Why can't I have that? When's it my turn? Don't I deserve it? It struck me that not filling Diego in on the exact reason for a meeting, as well as telling him about Eric and Jay, had backfired somewhat. A depressing mood hung in the air, a mood I wished gone before Tobias' arrival. Alas, I couldn't simply discard the conversation, especially not while he was mourning his relationship and what might have been. I'd been concerned about Diego's lack of grief, worried that he might have buried it to shield himself from the pain without actually dealing with it. Of course, he'd always dismissed my concerns by insisting all was well. Regardless of whether that was true or not right now, he was hurting again, and I just hoped I knew what to say to cheer him back up. You and Ty, Eric and Jay? Hell, who's next? Bet it ain't me. Diego, you'll find somebody, I promise. I don't know when or how, and I sure don't know who, but you will find somebody who treats you the way you deserve. This I swear. And you know, your screw up this morning set in motion the events that would have brought those two together. I know Eric was upset earlier, but you should have seen the smile on his face tonight. In a way, those two kind of owe you. Though I wouldn't expect a thank you card, and you should definitely still apologize to Eric. You're going to call Jay to go and visit him. You're the real MVP there. Couldn't have done it without that monumental fuck-up of yours, though. You set the stage. Fuck you for being right. It was a monumental fuck-up. I'm glad to hear he's doing okay, though. What about Jay? Did he take the whole video situation in stride like he said he would? He wasn't taking it so well at first. That was before Russell called Ty and he learned that the Blowjob Dragon had sold out tickets everywhere. That cheered him up a whole lot. After that, he really did take it all in stride. He seemed strangely proud about the whole thing. He also had a serious case of Schadenfreude, knowing that Glenn only screwed himself. Jay was giggling about that all night. Heh, damn dude, what a weird fucking day, huh? I'd narrowly avoided disaster. The smile had returned to Diego's face and his moment of melancholy seemed all but forgotten. It was just as well as very soon we would have company. Between my sort of fuck-up and Glenn's total fuck-up, we've got some crazy fucking luck or karma or something. What next? Whatever it is, I know one thing for sure. It'll be completely insane. How could it not be? Insane? How rude. For the record, I much prefer sanity impaired. What the? I recognize that voice. Aiden, something you're forgetting to tell me? Sorry, I promise I was working towards that, but our conversation got totally sidetracked. Wasting no more time, Diego and I both turned in place where the voice had come from. Here, I'm gonna try to sing this. Me and my monkey. Monkey doesn't wear any pants. Monkey does the sexiest of dances. Monkey doesn't wear any pants. And sure enough, what we found was a mischievous wink upon an all too familiar face. It had been a year since Tobias and I had last seen each other, but neither his appearance nor his fashion sense had changed one iota in all that time. Of course, for Diego, it had been 2 years since their last meeting, a time during which Diego had grown quite substantially, and this was a fact that had not gone unnoticed by her long-lost simian companion. Jeez, Diego, I see you haven't gone hungry since leaving uni. You motherfucker, are you calling me fat? No, of course not. From where I'm standing, you look to be in great shape. The fuck you talking about? Well, round is a shape, you know. You're a real piece of shit sometimes, Tobias. Then again, what's new? Your gut? You'll regret this, you little... How? What are you gonna do, eat me? But it'll taste real good with some barbecue sauce, huh? Whoa, guys, getting a little gay when someone is smearing themselves with barbecue sauce, don't you think? Shut up, you're a little gay. That's okay, Diego. You're a big gay. I swear to fucking God. He is right, though, Aiden. You kinda are a little gay. I don't give a shit if you're both right, which, well, you are, so touche, I guess. I think we can both agree that Diego is by far the gayest, though. Oh, without question. You know, both of you can kiss my ass. That'd be real gay. It would. So don't tempt me, dickwad. What? You'd actually do it? In case you forgot, I'm partial to cuddly bearish guys, so watch your back, Diego. Oh hell, this is the last thing I need. Relax, promise if I follow through, I'll make sure I say no homo straight away. Great, because that's what I was worried about in all of this. No homo ain't no laughing matter, dude. One slip up is all it takes and boom, cocks everywhere. So many cops. It's like law at this point. I swear to God, it's law. It's like, if you say no homo when you're about to do gay shit, then it isn't gay. Or if you wear socks, then it isn't gay. But if you do both or neither, then it is gay. Seriously? Dude, for real, you wake up and have a... Holy fuck, Mr. Batshit Insanity, you mad macaque. I don't know. Aha, remember? Sanity impaired. Ah, of course, how could I forget? Enough about the damn cocks for a second. Tell me, when the hell did you move up here? And you didn't think to get in touch with your old pal Diego? Ha, to tell you the truth, I'd forgotten this is where you'd moved to, and honestly, this isn't where I'd hoped to end up myself. What do you mean? I mean that unlike you, I'm no sucker. Those internships reached from a mile off. Oh, but you'll gain valuable experience. Really now? Tell me again when I pay my rent with your damn experience. Of course, finding real paid work wasn't easy either. At least it was in Sidonia. Too many grads, not enough jobs. I'd been struggling for a bit when an offer that almost seemed too good to be true came in. It was everything I wanted, but it was here. Fucking Woodcrest. The hell I thought I'd left behind. I thought long and hard about it. Kinda like... In the end, I was stupid if I didn't go for it. It was just too good of an offer. Something like it probably wouldn't come up again, so I went for it. Somehow got it, moved up here, and... The guy was arrested for tax fraud the day after I arrived. Can you believe that shit? Like, what the fuck? I'd used the last of my money to get here, too. But all's well that ends well, as they say. I survived, and eventually, I wound up with a pretty sweet gig regardless. And you two jack-offs are here now, too. Almost like fate or something. I think that's cause for celebration. Eh? Tonight? No, not tonight. I'm supposed to be at work. Good thing old Rusty lets me take my breaks whenever. But another night, we'll celebrate, okay? Pizza's on me. So long as you don't go getting us banned from another pizza restaurant. Don't act like it was my fault. All three of us were there. We share the blame. Wait. You still owe me a bottle of damn ketchup. Holy fuck, dude. You're still clinging on to that debt 2 whole years later? Yeah, it's about the principle. It's a bottle of ketchup, you damn fool. It costs like, what, a couple of bucks? If you're seriously going to call that debt in after all this time, I'd be delivering the bottle of ketchup straight up your ass. If you do that, then your tail will be going up yours. Joke's on you, it would... What the fuck? Yeah, that stopped him dead in his tracks. Looks like I've still got it. Watch and learn, Aiden. Watch and learn. Say, what in the hell are you doing in Woodcrest? No surprises that the internship didn't work out. I could have told you that happened, but here? Why? Well, it was kind of lonely in Sidonia this past year. It was hard making friends, what with working full-time and my colleagues being a revolving door of unfamiliar faces. You seriously lasted a year in that hell? Please tell me you were at least getting paid. I admit you have me dead to rights on being a sucker, but I did wind up with a paid job. That makes me one of the lucky ones, and to tell you the truth, I have no idea how I survived that long. Woodcrest, though, that's like trading one hell for another. You shut your whore mouth. Woodcrest is dope. Gotta say, I may not have been here long, but so far, I'm inclined to agree with Diego. Damn right. What do you have against this place anyway? Guess I've got some history here. I just realized that, Slim Diego was here. We're gonna bring back Beth. No, Bazinga Bird. No, but where is it? Where is it? Ah! Where's Bazinga Bird? There's Bazinga Bird. We're just going to keep Bazinga Bird here for a little bit. Bazinga. Haha. So I've heard. How come you never told us you were an orphan, Tobias? Of course you know. Did Ty tell you? What am I saying? Of course Ty told you. He's kind of a gossip, you know. The past is the past, nobody needed to know, and I didn't want any pity. My whole life, I was surrounded by pity. And for the first time at uni, people treated me like a normal person. But we wouldn't have... No, stop. You can all say that you say that all you want. Everyone always does, but they'll always treat you differently whether or not they realize it. And you can't undo that either. Once they know, they know. And now you two know as well. I'm not happy about it, but you both know. But you both know Lucas. You both know Ty. That means it was an inevitability. And us, we've got history. So, as long as you promise this won't become some pity parade, I'll just let it slide. Can we at least talk about it, seeing as the topic is raised? No. Diego and I locked melancholy eyes, sharing a look of defeat before we moved the conversation along, abandoning the topic as Tobias preferred. Okay, I'm going to leave off here tonight. As much as I would love to keep going, fuck. I can't even move my fucking neck. Anyways, I'm gonna, hop off here, make a TikTok, then go to bed. So yeah. Oh yeah, before I forget, quick question. I've been seeing, a lot of it, and I've been curious about it. Should I do, Reddit content? Make, a Reddit video? Anyways, stay safe, have a good night. It was fun, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.